Hello everyone and welcome to the lecture on AWS Resilience Hub. So this lecture will contain all these topics. What is AWS Resilience Hub? What all can you do with Resilience Hub? How AWS Resilience Hub works? Resilience testing, concepts, personas and supported resources. So what is AWS Resilience Hub? AWS Resilience Hub is a central location where you can manage and improve the resilience posture of your applications on AWS. Think of it as a unified place to handle all your resilience needs. It enables you to define your resilience goals, assess your current resilience posture against those goals, and implement recommendations for improvement, helping you ensure your applications are robust. The recommendations are based on the AWS well-architected framework, giving you AWS best practices to enhance your resilience. You can also create and run AWS fault injection service experiments, which mimic real-life disruptions to your application to help you better understand dependencies and uncover potential weaknesses. This means you can test how your application holds up under stress. AWS Resilience Hub works with other AWS services to provide recommendations and help you manage your application resources. It is designed to be a comprehensive tool for strengthening your application's resilience. So what all can you do with Resilience Hub? First, you can analyze infrastructure for application resiliency improvements and receive actionable recommendations. You can implement code, test, alarms, and standard operating procedures in CI/CD pipelines to meet resiliency policies. You can evaluate recovery time objective and recovery point objective targets under various conditions to optimize recovery. You can enhance business continuity while reducing recovery cost. You can proactively identify and resolve potential production issues. You can integrate AWS Resilience Hub into CI/CD pipelines to validate builds before production releases. How AWS Resilience Hub works? First, you import application resources from various AWS sources like CloudFormation, Terraform, resource groups, or Elastic Kubernetes services. Then you define resilience policies with RTO and RPO targets for different levels of disruptions. Next, you assess application resilience using AWS well-architected framework for potential weaknesses. Then you implement assessment recommendations for improved resilience, including configurations, alarms, and standard operating procedures. Then you validate resilience through simulated outage test, measuring recovery time and resource stability. Then you track and monitor application resilience post-deployment, facilitating outage recovery management. So, AWS Resilience Hub and testing. So, how it integrates with resilience testing? So AWS Resilience Hub now has a better connection with AWS Fault Injection Simulator (FIS). This is another service, and this allows Resilience Hub to give you recommendations that are specifically designed for your application using FIS actions and scenarios. By running the experiments that are recommended or making your own test with AWS FIS, you can directly improve your application's resilience score. The tests show how well your application can handle problems. AWS FIS actions and scenarios let you test how your application reacts to disruptive events. This helps you see how strong your application really is. AWS FIS offers many pre-made scenarios and actions to create disruptions, and it also includes safety features like automatic rollback. This means you can test your application in production without worrying about causing serious problems. So next I'll cover all the concepts. So resiliency is the ability to maintain availability and recover from disruptions within a designated time frame. Recovery point objective defines the maximum acceptable data loss between the last recovery point and service interruption. So just remember, recovery point objective measures the how much data that you can lose. So let's say you take a backup every 12 hours or let's say 24 hours. So that much data you can lose. If you have, how much your backup interval will decide how much data you will lose. So just remember, recovery point relates to the data, how much data that you lose. Next, recovery time objective specifies the maximum acceptable delay between service interruption and restoration. So this is straightforward because the time is in the concept itself. So this relates to how much time it takes to recover. Next, estimated workload, RTO, RPO are the recovery objectives your application is expected to meet based on the assessment. AWS Resilience Hub application is a collection of AWS resources continuously monitored for resiliency. Application components. Application components are groups of related AWS resources that work and fail as a single unit. A drift detection, and this identifies changes in application configurations that affect compliance status. Resiliency assessment. Resiliency assessment measures a policy's effectiveness to recover from disasters using gaps and remedies. Resiliency score. Resiliency score indicates how closely an application follows recommendations for meeting resiliency policies. AWS Resilience Hub, this is the service. This assess 4 disruption types. 1. Application. 2. Cloud infrastructure. Availability zone disruption and region incident. AWS FIS experiments. AWS FIS experiments help verify application resiliency by simulating different types of outages. Standard operating procedures are the prescriptive steps designed to efficiently recover applications during outages. And lastly, there is the personas. First one is infrastructure application managers, and they focus on application deployment, system performance, troubleshooting, and disaster recovery. Next, business continuity managers, and they define application policies, assess business criticality, allocate resources, and manage risks. Application owners, and they ensure high availability, define performance metrics, organize training, and maintain documentation. Read-only access users, and they monitor application health, resilience scores, and recommendations for visibility and improvement identification. Next, these are the all supported resources which can be part of Resilience Hub, and they are EC2, Lambda, EKS, Elastic Kubernetes Service, Elastic Container Service, Step Functions, Relational Database Service, RDS, DynamoDB, DocumentDB, Elastic Cache, Route 53, Elastic Load Balancing, Network Address Translation, API Gateway, Amazon Application Recovery Controller, AWS Auto Scaling, Amazon Elastic Block Store, Elastic File System, S3, Amazon FSx for Windows File Server, AWS Backup, Amazon Simple Notification Service, Amazon Simple Queue Service, and AWS Elastic Disaster Recovery. And that's all. Thanks for watching.